Welcome back to Behind the Scenes here in the Creepy Crawler's Garage. This is where we take a quick look what's going on behind the scenes in the garage and here on the channel. And a lot of times, what's going on behind the scenes here on the channel is a lot of decision making. So there's a lot of creative decision making that has to be made when it comes to the videos that we put out on the channel. So what the video is going to cover, how we're going to shoot it, how we're going to do it. Now, a lot of times the material is provided to us. In fact, most of the time it's provided to us. Like a good example is the Grinch build. So Bulgar RC called me up and said, hey, I got a body, I got a chassis, I want to send them to you. I want you to build me a gremlin. Well, that's exactly what happened. We got a body, we got a chassis, and from there, we got to make a lot of decisions. So we get to run with it. So every now and then I give them a phone call and say, hey, we just 3D printed a V8 motor we're going to put in it. Hey, I got a set of wheels and tires I'm going to put on it. Hey, I'm going to put a hood scoop on it. I just keep calling them, telling them where we're going. So the creative direction that decision has to be made behind the scenes. So what I want to do and what I'm thinking about doing in this episode of Behind the Scenes is kind of flipping the table. So what I've got is two projects or two trucks that I've had sitting on the shelf for quite a while. These are my trucks, the shop's trucks. And what I want to do is leave most of that decision making up to you. So what I think we'll do, let's go ahead and head into the garage, take a look at what I'm talking about, and see what we can do. Welcome into the garage, and I first wanted to start by showing you an Axial 6x6 I have here. It's the Axial UMG10 6x6. This was given to me by Highway 1 RC. It was a gift from them to me, kind of a thank you for some of the work we did, and I really appreciate it. I had never really given much thought to a 6x6 until I received this, and I actually had it in front of me, and I thought, man, this is a really good platform to do something cool with. I'm not sure what that is yet, though, and then, of course, this did used to be owned by Highway 1 RC, so it's been down a few mountains, I would imagine, and you can see it's pretty busted up. The body is pretty busted up, so it would need a lot of work on the body, but the chassis and everything else is in very good condition. So it's actually a good base to work from. Now, what I need your help with is what direction to go with this. And the first thought I had is like a tactical truck, especially with us being quarantined right now. I was thinking like an apocalyptic kind of tactical truck, you know, a zombie killing kind of truck. I thought that could be a good idea for a big 6x6. The other thought I had too, since the body's so banged up, was maybe removing the body and just building a cage for it and go in that direction. I've never fully built a cage, so that's something I thought might be kind of fun. But I wanted to bring you guys in on this and to give me maybe what you think. What direction should we go with a 6x6? Another truck I've had sitting on the shelf for quite a while is this Traxxas TRX Sport. I've had this for at least a year, I would say, or since they first came out, so however long that's been. And it's been sitting there because I really don't know what to do with it. It's completely stock right now, and I don't know where to go with it. So I thought I'd ask you guys or get your input. Where should I go with a TRX Sport? The first thought I had is if you go on the internet, if you go on places like Thingiverse, there's a lot of free different things you can print that people have made, different parts for this truck that people have made that you can get off of Thingiverse, 3D print, and put on the truck. And I thought about going that direction at first, was just decking this thing out in as much free to print parts as there are, just to kind of show what you can do with a Traxxas TRX4 for free if you have a 3D printer and some filament or have access to a 3D printer. So that's one idea I had, but I wanted to get your ideas on what to do with a TRX Sport. I really don't know. I'm always looking for something different. I don't want to do something that anybody else has done, but I don't know. Let me know what you think. And one last thing I wanted to do before we go, guys, is give a quick sneak peek at what's going to be coming up on this Monday's episode of the RC Shop, and that's a lot more body work on the Grinch build. This is the Grinch build's the vintage Gremlin RC we're doing for Bulgar RC. Remember, we did the hood on it. We've put a motor in it, all that kind of thing. There's going to be a lot more body work coming up. We're smoothing out the top. We're adding working side markers. And then the big thing we're doing is reshaping the fender wells. The fender wells on this body are pretty ridiculous. You can see the ones in the back were just huge and the ones up front were too small. So we're going to be reshaping those. So that's what we're doing here. I've got some fender flares that are in the process of being mounted and then molded in and whatnot. So if that's something you're interested in, make sure to catch that on this Monday's episode of the RC Shop. Also, Frank's going to be finishing the Samurai build. Well, when I say finishing, he's going to create a 4-link setup for it, and he's going to be putting drive shafts in it, which is all it needs to run. So he's going to have a running Samurai, or at least he better have a running Samurai. Better get his work done this week for Monday's episode. So if you want to see that also, to see where he's at with the Samurai, be sure to tune in Monday for the RC shop, and then the following Wednesday we'll take a lot closer look at this. In the closer look episode, we'll take a lot closer look at the finished products, both the Samurai and the Grinch build. But thanks for joining me, guys. If this is stuff you want to keep up with, make sure and hit that subscribe button. If you enjoyed this episode, please hit the like button. And as always, leave me a comment down below. I enjoy reading your comments. I try to reply to all of them eventually. Sometimes it takes me a few days, but I will reply to them. So if you have anything you want to add, especially about the direction we should go with those 2 projects, let me know down in the comment section. I'd really appreciate it. And I'll see you guys next time. Later.